All right. Welcome. We are May 12th in the Intuitive Power Festival. So exciting, all the speakers. Make sure you take some time to check them out. So far, we've had how to turn your pain into superpower with Sue Bradley, the confidence codes with Kateri Von Moon. We've had breath work with Lori Fry, accelerating your intuition with Dr. Juju Love. We've also talked about the new health technology that's taking the world by storm with Jackie Walker, the X39, which I started. I'm on my third day of this patch. So you got to watch Jackie's presentation too if you're interested. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And yoga stretching with Linda Bliss. Oh, I really needed that morning, by the way. And your ego is your friend when remote viewing and mediumship, okay? And that's with Adam Charby. And of course, our exclusive all things intuition interview with Zenka Caro. So check it all out below, and let's get into the show today. It's May 12th. 12, 1 + 2 = 3. The 3 is the number of merging, blending, growth, communications, writing, branding, marketing, talking. I'm a life path 3, so I really enjoy 3 days as well. This is a good day to get out and network, go for coffee with your bestie, and sort of have fun with people. Okay, think of a triangle, the 3, merging, blending, growth, collaborations. So that's a very good thing to do on this full moon, May 12th. And the full moon, you know, that's kind of an ending of a cycle, kind of whatever you started back in November. Okay, I know it's hard to think about. I don't even remember what I was eating for supper yesterday, but if you can sort of remember what was going on back then in November, this is kind of a day to it's sort of a ending of that chapter. And I wanted to go through each sign, Aries to Pisces, real quick about what this full moon is sort of letting go for you, or kind of where you're focused on. The full moon illuminates something in your life, and it's kind of like the end of a chapter or the culmination of energies. What's interesting about a full moon, because you know how we're always taught that the full moon's reflecting light from the sun? Well, that's false. It's actually emitting its own light. The moon is actually a luminary, just as the sun is, but they have 2 different kinds of light. And scientists have been showing that with their special machines, that the moon's light is different than the sun light. There's a coldness to it and a different kind of frequency. So I just thought that was interesting because, you know, in our cards, we made these a few years ago. Of course, I have lots of moon cards, being from the moon tree, you know, lots of moon cards. And one of them, I said, oh, the moon is a reflection of the sun and blah, blah, blah. It controls the tides, you know, everything we've been taught. But turns out that that's false. So as I dig deeper into, you know, quantum physics and all the stuff, I'm starting to realize. So that might happen to you, where suddenly your belief system is turned upside down. And don't give up and be like, oh crap, now my cards mean nothing. No, it's just a part of the learning thing, right? We're always going to learn something new, and our belief systems change, you know. And Adam kind of talked about that today in his presentation this morning. So check Adam's presentation. There's a lot about the ego and working with the ego. So yeah, check that out. And you can check out the Intuitive Power Festival in Facebook on our private group called the Intuitive Collective. All right, so I will post links in the description of this video and in the comments so you can easily click and get in the group and enjoy some intuitive knowledge, wisdom, and connection. All right. So let's get started. What is this full moon? Maybe a completion or a focus in your life, starting with Aries. This is in your 8th house of transformation. I would say out of all the people, Aries moon, sun, rising, are feeling this one of the most, when it comes to transformation, and a new life almost. Like this could be a real big chapter reset for you, Aries. So go with the flow, let yourself receive, and watch Adam's presentation this morning about how the ego, in working with the ego, is your friend. Okay, the ego is your friend. Okay, Aries. There could be also, Aries, some money stuff, okay? The financial, especially joint finances with a spouse. And also about your investments for the future, your real estate, your cryptocurrency, and all that stuff too, Aries, okay? But there's a transformative feel for you, Aries. Kind of a new, kind of ending something old about yourself and starting something new now, Aries. Okay, now Taurus, this full moon is all in your 7th house of your one-on-one commitment. So lots about your close partnerships, your spouse, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, that can be it. But also your business partnerships, anything where you're contracted like this in some way. So there could be some endings or the completion of some kind of contract or commitment for you, Taurus, at this time. So, we sometimes things end and new doors open, Taurus. So that's cool. Gemini, this is in your 6th house of your health. You could be really thinking about your health right now. Changing ways, right? I have a little Gemini in my chart, and I recently started Jackie Walker's X39 special thing. Watch Jackie Walker's presentation. Scroll down, find her. Very cool stuff here. New technology for health. Okay, Gemini, that you may be interested in. And it's also just your efficiencies in day-to-day life. You're starting to think, Gemini, how could I make life more easier? Go with the flow more. Could be stuff about work too. The work-life balance and how you do your work could be sort of illuminating, okay, yeah, I'd like to make this better, or I'd like to improve on this system. Okay, Cancer rising, Cancer moons. By the way, I'm a Cancer rising and a Cancer moon, so I totally vibe with you. Okay, Cancers. This is a full moon illuminating our 5th house of creativity, our children, the child within us, having fun, illuminating, what's the fun factor here in my life, and can I do more of that? Everything in here from sports to hobbies. You could be a little luckier too, Cancer. You should probably buy a lottery ticket today just in case, okay? Because the 5th house can be luck in the games of chance as well. But it's the fun house. So it's illuminating how can I have more fun, more creativity, especially in your own business too, if you own your own business, Cancer. All right, Leo rising, moon's in Leo. What's this full moon? Well, it's in your 4th house of home and family. So there's a lot of this real estate, maybe moving back home feelings, your ancestral roots, Leo. And some of you, could be in the midst of actual moving into a new house, Leo. So that's interesting indeed. And finalizing arrangements for that could be as well. Could be some family issues. And for some of you, it could be this working from home, Leo, vibe in some way as well. So the full moon's going to illuminate some new ideas and some new ways for the home, family, real estate stuff in your life, Leo. Okay. And Virgo, this is in your 3rd house, and we're on a 3-day, lots of threes, Virgo. Communication is key for you. Networking with other people. Collaborations. It's illuminating how could I become more visible, especially if you own your own business, for example. How could I get out of my community more? How could I communicate and speak? This is good speaking opportunities, marketing, branding, growth for you, Virgo, as well. There's a lot of communications. I'm not surprised if you're being really busy right now. In some kind of aspect, Virgo, you're just getting a lot, maybe more visitors, or you're getting a lot more social media, texts and emails and that. The 3rd house is very busy. And so it is a time for you, Virgo, to think about how we could increase the communications and the networking in our life. Libra, this full moon is in your 2nd house of money and income. Sure, but it's a lot about your self-worth. Okay, Libra, your values have changed as well. The full moon is highlighting Libra. Whoa, what's important to me now? What's important to me now? And some of that can be value in the money. Like maybe it's like you don't feel like you're making enough money. So there's new ideas from the full moon of how to maybe have some passive income streams or some new creative ways to generate income. That could be. Also, Libra, the second house is about the mouth. Food as fuel, for example. What are we putting in our bodies, right? And really focusing on what's going in our mouth and that kind of vibe, the physical self as well. But there's a lot of like loving yourself here, Libra, and taking care of you so that you're able to take care of others. Scorpio, this full moon is in Scorpio, so you're really feeling it. Okay, you're feeling a transformation here. I think that Scorpio, you're going through a new identity shift. There's a lot of physical stuff too that's going on. Paying attention to the body, the physical, this avatar, the meat suit that we live in. Okay, there is that. But your relationships are changing. And the way you do relationships, Scorpio, is changing. And the full moon's illuminating some new ways to, activate your relationship zone. And your really close one-on-one commitments as well. But I do think for you, Scorpio, that's an identity shift, something new, an evolution perhaps, a new awareness. Oh, I just got that special spirit thing that just, I won't get into that, Scorpio, but I think that, Spirit's helping you right now with this big transition, Scorpio. So watch for signs and symbols from Spirit, from the universe. Okay. Sagittarius rising, those with their moons. This full moon in Scorpio here, this is in your 12th house of the spiritual, of the retreat. It's illuminating, how can I take care of my mental health right now? How could I become more connected to my higher self, the spiritual stuff, the knowledge? This could also be illuminating time you need a break, Sag. You need a break, a rest, a retreat away from the busy hustle bustle of 3D world. And so you may be asked to, rest and ponder and meditate and think and be out in nature and relax into Gaia sort of a vibe, right? Relax into your present moment as well, because you're going to get a lot of downloads here with this full moon. Okay, Sag? About how to illuminate your spiritual side, the 12th house. Capricorn rising, those with their moons in Capricorn. This full moon is illuminating your 11th house of the people, your hopes, dreams, wishes. You're ending some old, maybe, it could be friendships or acquaintances, starting to move into new, higher vibe groups of people. Okay. And also Capricorn, this can be about illuminating, well, what are my new hopes and dreams for the future now? You could journal them, write them down. You could make a vision board. You could write down your dreams, because your dreams would have a lot, Capricorn, about this issue. But I think the people are your key, and getting out more with people and friends and meeting new people and networking with people can be very good. Okay, Cap? Aquarius rising, those with their moons in Aquarius. By the way, I'm an Aquarius, so I vibe totally with you. And this is this full moon is illuminating our 10th house of career, fame, recognition, the legacy we leave behind. So this is a good time to, we're getting downloads from the full moon about how to maybe become more visible in our career, or is our career still aligned to our soul path? Stuff like that. And it could be illuminating new ways to promote yourself within your career, your business, or to be recognized for some sort of achievement. Okay, Aquarius? So that's what this full moon will bring you. Pisces rising, those with their moons in Pisces. This full moon is in a spiritual zone for you, the 9th house of expanding your horizons, expanding your belief systems, And maybe the way you used to think about something is changing now. The full moon is sort of, okay, we're ending that belief system now, Pisces. So we're moving on to something else. It could be an end of a travel thing too, because the ninth house holds a lot of the exotic, away from the house travel, can be long distance travel. And it could also be about publishing, Pisces, if you've been trying to maybe publish some tarot cards or oracle cards or some kind of music score or whatever. You're publishing an ebook. I don't know. Maybe you're nearing the completion of the prep work, and now you'll be soon releasing it to the public. So that looks exciting for you, Pisces. There's just an expansion of your horizons here, an expansion of your awareness. And travel can be a good thing. It could also be you, Pisces, ending a course or ending the preparation for getting back into college or university or some kind of educational thing. It could be even you, Pisces, publishing your own course to your people. But in any way, it's teaching. You're learning and teaching, okay, Pisces? And in turn, that expands your awareness, your horizons. So that's very exciting. All right, so there's your full moon recap. Make sure you check out all the speakers. So exciting. And special thanks to Donna Crow for being part of the admin team at the Intuitive Power Festival in the Intuitive Collective Facebook group. I'm Trina, your intuitive guide with the Chakra vibe, and I appreciate you for being part of our group, the Intuitive Collective. And I appreciate you if you invite your spiritual friends to the group. And I appreciate you if you comment on the speakers' videos. What resonated with you? With all the speakers we've had here so far, which one resonated with you the most? I'm having trouble choosing. Because every single presentation had something really valuable to take away and use in our daily life, which I am a big fan of, using all these intuitive modalities in real 3D life. So have fun, explore, and enjoy this full moon today, May 12th. Bye for now.